You have an idea of investing in real estate as a beginner. So this video is for you. We're going to cover how to invest in real estate as a beginner. Hello, I'm Robert Niazov, your trusted mortgage source from R&J Capital, and let's begin. Let's talk about the difference and when you buy in real estate and you want to live in the property or you're going to rent it and you become a landlord. So the first difference is the bank wants more money as a down payment. You see, when you want to buy it and live in the house, you can do it as little as 3.5% down, sometimes even 3%. When you're going to actually invest and rent it, you will need to put 15, sometimes 20% plus. So just be considerate about this. However, there are many points that are coming. So please watch this video till the end. We're going to uncover so many things that will open your eyes and will prepare you to become a great investor if that's what you decided to do. I'd like to present an interesting idea of investing in multifamily homes. What are multifamily homes? Those are usually homes under one roof that have more than one apartment. Separate, apartment with entrances and with the whole infrastructure, not to be interacting inside the apartment with another family. It's usually between 2 to 4 family, and they're available throughout the United States. I think they're mostly available in closer to metropolitan areas just because of the housing shortage, and you can find them a lot in New York, in Florida, in parts of California. Anyway, 2 to 4 families, okay, multifamily homes. You live in one unit, you rent the rest. First, tenants will help you pay your mortgage and other expenses. Number 2, you will, test your, skills and test your experience being a landlord. You're a landlord and you're the owner at the same time. So the pluses are that you can, because you live in one unit. Remember, I was saying that if you live in the house, it's a smaller down payment. Because you live in one unit, it's considered to be your primary residence. You can get it done with as little as 3.5%. Okay, you can obviously collect the rent, manage those units right there because you're located on the premises. So those are all. There's a lot of pluses to do this. I would say probably the only negative thing, if you don't like living so close to other people, maybe that's the only negative. But sometimes it could turn into a positive because people can kind of help you out if you're not around. What else to know about this is obviously that multi-family homes have to be managed by you, so you may need to pay for some heating expenses, etc. But I think for the beginner investor, it's a great idea, and I'm going to talk more about this in this video about some other ideas. So please stay around. It's going to be a wealth of information. I also personally invest in real estate already for many years, and this comes from the personal experience, from what my partners are telling me. Those are the things that are going to be really important. You need to think now, not just as the owner, but also as a tenant. For example, there are internal things. Let's say you want to buy an apartment, okay, or a house with several rooms. You need to think about things like layout of the house. We have, for example, a situation where someone was telling me they have in the apartment 2 bedrooms connected with no entrance to the one without going through the other. It's called a railroad. It's a railroad type of the bedroom setup. So not everybody wants it. So you need to be aware, but also at the same time, it could be a little bit cheaper for you to buy and for people to rent. Now, there are other things. Let's talk about them. If you buy, let's say, an apartment building, okay, let's say 4-story apartment building, and it has no elevator in it, it's hard for people to climb the stairs, at least for some, and you will have those challenges renting an apartment. The other important factor is the condition, which obviously you can fix, but be aware of this. People at this day and age, for the most part, want good living conditions. They want it to be clean. They want it to have a renovated apartment, and obviously you will be rewarded. You can get more money for something that will be enjoyed by people, rather than having old bathrooms, the kitchen that's outdated, old appliances. It all matters. So obviously, be considerate of those factors. What I just listed are some internal factors that may affect the your job as a future landlord. Let's also talk about some external factors. Those are all very important. For example, your proximity to a highway. Okay, people don't like the noise. People may not like the fact that it's dirty all the time, because cars passing, and the fumes are ending up on their windowsills, and most importantly, might have some health hazards. Proximity to a gas station, proximity to a noisy area, and on the flip side, if you're also very far from let's say the shopping centers, that's a convenience issue. So you need to take all of this into consideration. However, putting it all together, and I'm going to talk more about this in this video, I believe investing in real estate is a great and rewarding career long term. Why, we will definitely cover soon. Let's step back and talk about why invest in real estate in the first place. Okay? So when you thinking about investing in real estate, I guess there are two things that we need to consider. Number one, appreciation of rents, how much rent you can collect now and in the future. And the second thing is appreciation of the value of your home. Okay? Those are very important things. And by the way, they don't have to go both. I think if you have one of these, that's already a factor to consider. So let's talk first about the appreciation of rents. Historically, in the United States, over the past 50 years, rates have been consistently climbing. We're not talking about short periods where they just maybe dipped 2, 3, 4, 5% and then they went back up again. But if you look at the charts that will be presented here, it's just pretty much a straight line up. Very similar with the house appreciations. Yes, we did have a financial crisis. Yes, we had other periods even in the recent history where prices went down, but normally they are going up. And the reason for this is obviously demographics. There's a lot of people here, and the immigration is so many people, they all need places to stay. Putting it all together, I want to give you an example, okay, that happened to one of the people I know. So the guy invested in the real estate in not a desirable area, okay? There was, a lot of crime, and he did it anyway. The area was not, it was promising as far as the rental payments go, so that's what he went by. He said, okay, you know what I can collect? It's going to cover my mortgage payment, it's going to cover my other expenses, and I'm going to walk out with a positive cash flow at the end of the month. And I'm going to deal with the fact that the area is not the best at the moment. And then a few years after, the city in which he bought poured money into exactly this location. And the area just got gentrified in a matter of probably 5 to 7 years. The value of his investment went up 5-fold. So for example, if he bought it for, let's say altogether for, call it $1 million, now this property is worth $5 million. And obviously the rents also went up. So there are some certain risks that people take, and they get rewarded many times proportionately. I now would like to talk about a different opportunities, similar but different. It's called investing in what mixed use properties. What is a mixed use? Mixed use is where you imagine just a small standing house, small standing building, could be just 2 floors, where on the first floor normally you have a commercial structure, okay, like a commercial type of space, and then upstairs on the second floor, third floor is residential. Because it has a commercial element and it has a residential element, it's called a mixed use property. So you can also consider buying this one as a landlord, but also you can live in one unit. Like you can live, let's say, in the second floor, rent the first floor to a restaurant, insurance company, any business. If you have more than one residential apartment, rent that too. Normally, the way it goes, it's 1, 2 commercial units, and then could be anywhere between 1 to 10 residential units upstairs, could be more than 10. But we're talking about a smaller for those of you who are beginning to look into real estate as an investor. This way you can test yourself as a landlord, not just to residential tenants, but also commercial tenants. Commercial tenants, they are not as protected by state laws as residential tenants. So if they stop paying you, then it's much easier to evict them, to take them to court. I mean, hopefully that doesn't happen. But if you are facing that risk, if you're facing that risk, remember that commercial tenants are, easier to deal with in terms of, legality. Now, they also can take all the expenses on their shoulders for that unit. You can also negotiate that the real estate taxes that you pay for the, for the building, they pay portion of it. That's how those leases are normally structured. So one other idea for those who want to become a real estate investor is this. Just remember this mixed use, and obviously for any of these questions, you can comment, you can contact us. We'll be happy to guide you if there is a follow-up question. There is also one other type of property which is just purely commercial, where you do not have a residential element. You can imagine a strip of stores, when you drive in and there's a pizza store, dry cleaner, it could be, a law office, and, a department store. Those are commercial structures. And it's a huge topic. It's a separate story. If you'd like to learn more, please comment, like this video, and we'll be happy to record something to that effect and let you know. My final thought, is basically a location. You see, in real estate, if you have a house, you can rebuild it, you can renovate it, you can make a curb appeal, you can pay a landscaper to do a lot of beautiful things to the grass in front of the house, but you cannot change the location. So think about this. If the location is convenient for you, for your future tenants, for you to come and manage it, for people to enjoy it, it's to me is a key. And it's a very important thing that people sometimes miss out on. As always, if you have any questions, please feel free to comment below this video. And remember, at R&J, we'll always find a way. God bless you.